What's up, guys? My name is Kayla Bundy, and you're listening to the Finding Hope podcast. If you are looking for a community, a sisterhood, a friendship, people to learn and grow with, then you are in the right space, and I cannot wait for you to tune into the rest of the episode today. For this week's segment, a little product recommendation that goes along with every single thing we are going to be talking about today. And it has literally changed my morning, you guys. I got it as a Christmas present this past Christmas, and I have literally used them every single day since. I use them for my coffee, I use them for parfaits, I use them for smoothie bowls. I'm like literally obsessed. They are these adorable, you can hear the clinking, little glass mugs. And it comes with a mini spoon. And if you guys know me at all, I only eat off of mini utensils. It's kind of like a weird thing of mine, but every meal I eat like with mini forks or mini spoons. And so it came with a mini spoon. And it's just the cutest little mug. I'm obsessed. So yes, this is my little random recommendation for you this week because it has changed my life and made everything so much prettier. And yeah, you could use it. So that brings me into what this episode is all about, and it's spilling the tea, you guys, except we are going to not spill the tea and we are going to sip it instead. So what I mean by that, if you don't know the expression spilling the tea, that basically means gossip. So it's like this new, cute, trendy way to say you're gossiping about someone or a situation. And it's funny, it's dramatic. Trust me, I love it. When I get with my friends, I'll be like, oh, yep, tell me the tea. Like, I'm right there with you. I understand. It's fun, and talking about things that is dramatic, it makes it a little bit more exciting, especially for us girls. It's fun to chit chat and fun to dive into all the little details that really don't matter, but we want to hear every little ounce of information. And there is nothing wrong with having details, with talking about how you feel, with describing a situation. But with spilling the tea, it usually means gossiping. And that means it's probably not a good thing to do. So we're going to learn how to sip on the tea instead of spilling it, and essentially just decipher what is a good boundary to have when things start turning into gossip versus just discussion. So gossip usually involves more than just yourself. It involves somebody else, and most of the time, not every single detail that you are going to say is true and factual. So a lot of times gossip can just be what somebody thinks and what somebody feels, but then they bring that into a group of people or with one other person there, and they just talk to talk, or you just talk to talk because you're frustrated and you don't like this person, you had issues with them, and they may have cut you in a place you didn't want to be cut, and now you want to try to talk about it so that way you feel a little bit better about where you're at. Or vice versa, somebody could be doing that to you. There's a complete difference of just talking about things, and we're going to get into that and we're going to dive into that. But when we are gossiping, it is with no good intention behind it, and we're not trying to grow from it. We're just talking to talk. And when somebody else is involved in that and they don't have a voice in that conversation because they aren't present, they're the ones you're talking about, it really can create a lot of unnecessary division and drama. We've messed up, or we've said things we know we shouldn't have said, or we regret saying them. And when they are continued to be talked about in other conversations, then all it does is extend that negativity and extend the door to stay open for drama and conflict and problems to just keep entering in that group, that circle, that friendship, that family, that relationship. It doesn't ever end well. And even if it doesn't seem like it has no effect and what you say is confidential, or it doesn't seem like it's ever really going to affect you in any way, shape, or form with you talking about it, words matter. They are so, so, so important. And the way you are spoken about, the way you are speaking about somebody else, the way you talk over yourself, the way somebody else talks over you, has such an impact on every little detail. And I'm sure we all know, like, the way we speak to ourselves, it's huge and it's so transformative and it's so important, and we have to be so careful with our words. And all of this with mental health stuff that we're constantly seeing online or hearing about, it's so important the way you talk to yourselves and trying to manifest things and speaking life into things and speaking over things. And imagine if somebody was on the other side of that saying these horrible things about you, and you're over here trying to do the best you can, and yeah, you're gonna mess up, and yeah, you're gonna have things that you regret doing or things that you're just not proud of, and somebody else is holding those things over your head and they're speaking about you based off of those things to other people, and they're putting all that negative, dramatic, unnecessary energy out, and that does affect, and it affects them as well. But basically what I want to get across is words matter. So even if it feels fun and silly and in the moment it's just dumb and dramatic and it doesn't mean anything, I just want to let you know that it actually does, and it really affects your character as well. And I've been in situations where my friends are gossiping or I'm gossiping, and it's so easy to just get dragged in and to be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she did that. That's so not okay. Like, I would never. And yeah, you are so valid in being upset over this, and then just leaving it there. And most of the time when someone's gossiping, that's the response they want. You can almost sense that they want you to agree with them and be upset with them. And it builds so much character, and they will respect you so much more if you are able to speak into that and, yeah, validate their feelings, but say like, well, let's talk on this, because I don't want to end this conversation in a way that puts a bad taste in both of our mouths about this situation and this person, because there's definitely grace that can be extended. And I know if somebody was saying these things about you, I would want you to know that I would have your back in that as well. And that sort of character building, and for other people to see those characteristics in you, creates so much trust and stability, and you're going to attract the right people into your life. Because I'm sure we've all heard this, like, how a friend talks about another friend to you, they're probably talking that same way about you to them. And if you know, like, that friend never gossips about their other friends, and that friend never talks about their other friends, and yeah, they might talk about what's going on in their lives, but it's not in a way that's putting other people down, you know you can really trust them, and you know that you can find safety and security in their heart and in the way that they choose to live their life. And it represents a lot of strength and confidence. That brings me to discussions. So this is what I would call sipping on the tea. It's good, it's enjoyable, you feel refreshed, and you're enjoying all the benefits that tea has to offer. With spilling tea, as in gossip, basically all you're doing is taking something that could be good, that you could actually benefit from, just like how all of those herbs and all of the ingredients used in tea bags can have tremendous health benefits and tremendous ways that they can actually elevate your life and what you're going through. And I use tea all the time. If I like have muscle cramps, I'll drink certain tea. If I'm sick, I'll drink certain tea. There's so many things. And when you choose to spill that, and you just choose to talk negatively and have unnecessary drama fill your conversations, that's what you're doing. You're spilling every possible chance for that to actually have a good effect on your body and mind. So when we're sipping the tea, what happens? We're able to slowly let it enter into our mouths, taste all the flavors, and it goes into our body. And what ends up happening by the time we're done drinking it and we're able to digest it is all of those ingredients that were used that actually is able to work and do what it was legitimately made to do. And you're able to sip on it and enjoy all the benefits, enjoy all that nutrients, and feel so much better after. And so that's what I would like to label as discussion. And I think discussions are great. Talking through things is great, with the end goal of having a growth mindset and a different perspective, and talking about things to benefit the situation, to benefit you, and to leave feeling nourished in the ways that you needed to be nourished. I think what really separates gossip from discussion is we're being intentional with who we're choosing to talk about them with, choosing the details that you want to discuss in a way that is still going to honor that other person is really what sets a big change of tone and a different sort of a posture. Because trust me, there are so many times where I was in a relationship and I would talk about things because I didn't know how to process them, or even now, like I'll talk about things because I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to heal from things. I'm trying to have a different perspective, and I want to improve these things. And I could enter a conversation with somebody that probably isn't the best person for me to have this conversation with, and I can just share all of the details that really doesn't reflect his heart and his character. They could have been things that had happened that I was not okay with, that they were mean, they were wrong, and I can just share all of those bad details that don't really add to the conversation and don't really add to a growth mindset. But I mean, those things did happen, so I could easily add them and tell them to the wrong person. And for me, I can view that as gossiping, versus I can take that same situation. I can go to somebody who I know is going to see their heart through and through, is going to help me and talk me through everything that happened. And I can also choose the things I want to share based on, is this actually going to help if they know this information, or am I just going to tear them down by saying these little details that in the end of the day, it doesn't really make a difference because the outcome is the same. So I think when you're discussing things, learning how to choose what details are worth saying that are going to add to the tea in a way that is beneficial and nutritious, versus there's so many details that can be said, but it's not going to add anything. It's not going to change how much you grow from this conversation, and it's only going to leave a bad taste in somebody else's mouth about that person. So when you're discussing things, just trying to be mindful and of course be open and honest, but I think it's always important to honor the other person and honor the situation, because I know for me, I have totally said things I am not proud of. I have done things I'm not proud of. I was not thinking, or there's a lot of times where I couldn't be really hurtful because I'm really oblivious sometimes to things. And I know that I'm not perfect, and I know my friends do not expect perfection from me. And I know that I can trust my friends that if they see me in those moments, or they experience those moments firsthand, that they're not going to go and they're not going to talk bad about me and they're not going to say all these things and make all these judgments from that. I know that they're going to be like, you know, that was a little off of Kayla. Like, maybe I should talk to her about it. And maybe they do talk to another friend before they come to me, but I know that they're going to talk to another friend in the sense of, okay, how should I address this situation? Because I want to continue this friendship and I don't want to get in my head about what she did or what she said, because I know that's not her heart. And that's fine. That can totally happen. That's a great discussion. And I think just having that sort of a posture behind the reason you are going to communicate and discuss, that is what is going to be so, so beneficial. Because I don't know about you, but I hate drama. I absolutely hate drama. I hate gossip. I hate conflict most of the time. And it's never fun when it's unnecessary. And that is my biggest thing. Yeah, I know I'm going to walk through hard things. I'm going to have hard conversations. I know that there's going to be some drama every now and then, and it's probably necessary. But when it's unnecessary and it's just added in, that's when I really just check out, because it's not going to benefit me. It's not going to benefit the entire situation. All it's doing is taking a match and lighting that match, and instead of blowing it out, you throw it into a pile of wood, and it's creating this big fire that never needed to exist. My encouragement for you today is be aware of the reason that you are speaking about certain things, and trying to be introspective and ask yourself, am I going to talk about this because I'm actually hurt by this and I just want to feel better about the situation because it doesn't feel good or fun to sit in this uncomfortability? Or am I talking about this because I need to have a different mindset on this and I need somebody that is going to give me the tools I need to help guide me in this situation? So thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful for you. And I hope that you are able to kind of decipher the difference and remember that little analogy in your head, spilling the tea versus sipping it, and either just pouring out every chance you can to grow and improve, or slowly digesting it and doing the hard thing and speaking in a way that is going to provide an outcome you will be so proud of. I love you guys, and I hope you have the best week.